So you're thinking about moving to Atlanta, Georgia. I can see why. Atlanta is one of the fastest growing cities in the United States with a thriving economy, rich culture, and warm weather. However, like any city, it is not perfect. So in this video, we're going to dive into the top 5 pros and cons of living in Atlanta, and we're going to get to it right now. If this is your first time to my channel and you want to know everything about living north of Atlanta Metro, then subscribe below and hit the bell for notification so that you will be the first to know about anything that is happening here in North Georgia. My name is Hasna Pierce, and I get calls and emails and text messages every single day from people just like you looking to move to North Georgia, and I absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, shoot me a text, send me an email, or give me a call. I would love to help make your move to north of Atlanta, Georgia smooth and easy. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons of living in Atlanta, Georgia. And there's certainly plenty of them, but I am going to cover the top 5 pros and 5 cons. And let's talk about the job opportunities here in Atlanta. Atlanta is a major economic center with a diverse range of industries, including technology, healthcare, finance, and transportation. This city is home to many Fortune 500 companies, including, if you have not heard, the Coca-Cola Company, Delta Airlines, the Home Depot, and many other great companies. It is also a hub for technology and innovation, with companies like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. This means that there are many job opportunities here in Atlanta, especially in industries like finance, healthcare, and technology. According to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the unemployment rate in Atlanta at the moment of this video is 3%, which is below the national average of 3.4%. In addition, the median household income in Atlanta is $69,164, which is slightly lower than the national median, which is $70,784. The other pros of living in Atlanta, Georgia is its affordable housing. Compared to other major cities in the United States, Atlanta has relatively affordable housing. This city is looking at modest price growth around 5% in 2023, surpassing the stagnant prices that I'm sure you know about in the wider US market. According to the multiple listing here in Atlanta, Georgia, the median home value in Atlanta is around $365,500, which is lower than in cities like New York or San Francisco or LA. In addition, there are many options for renters, with the average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in Atlanta being around $1,500 a month. While this may seem high to some of you, it is still more affordable than cities like San Francisco, where the average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment is close to $3,000 a month. That's high. The other pros is cultural diversity. Atlanta is a melting pot of cultures, with people from all over the world calling this city home. This has led to a vibrant food scene with options ranging from traditional Southern cuisine to international cuisine like Ethiopian food, Korean food, Vietnamese, Indian food, lots of diversity in food. Atlanta is also home to many festivals, very diverse festivals and events that celebrate cultures such as the Atlanta Greek Festival, the Atlanta Caribbean Festival, and the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival. And the film scene is huge here in Atlanta, by the way. What this diversity means that there are many opportunities to learn and appreciate different cultures. I love that about Atlanta. All right, moving along to the next pros is the entertainment options. Atlanta is a thriving entertainment scene with something for everyone to enjoy. Sports fans can cheer on the Atlanta Braves, Falcons, and Hawks, while music lovers can catch a concert at one of the many venues around the city, such as the Tabernacle or the Fox Theater. There are also a lot of museums and cultural institutions, such as the High Museum of Art, the Martin Luther King Jr. National Historic Park, and plenty of other parks peppered around the city of Atlanta. For families, there are many kids-friendly attractions, such as the Georgia Aquarium and Six Flags Over Georgia. I've been there and I absolutely love it. Now, let's talk about the cons. One of the biggest cons of living in Atlanta, you know what I'm going to refer to, the traffic. According to INRIX, which is a transportation analytics company, Atlanta is the 11th worst congested city in the United States. Yikes! The average Atlanta driver spends 51 hours a year in traffic. Can you imagine? That can be frustrating and time-consuming. Atlanta does have a public transportation system, MARTA, but it has limited coverage and is not as extensive as other major cities' transportation systems. So we do have that, but it's limited, so keep that in mind. This means that many residents have to rely on their cars, contributing to the problem with the traffic. Another con, or the downside of living in Atlanta, unfortunately, is its crime rates. Atlanta has a higher crime rate than the national average. According to Neighborhood Scout, a website that analyzes crime data, Atlanta's crime rate is higher than 71% of the cities in the United States. While there are many safe neighborhoods in and around Atlanta, Atlanta residents need to be cautious and aware of their surroundings, especially in certain areas of the city. Like any big cities, the crime in Atlanta is a concern, so keep that in mind if you're thinking about moving to Atlanta. The other con is the education system. Atlanta's education system has been a source of concern for many residents. According to Great Schools, a website that rates schools based on test scores and other factors, Atlanta's public schools have an overall rating of 4 out of 10. I know, that's pretty low. This means that many families opt to send their children to private schools instead if they have to live in and around Atlanta, which can be expensive. Georgia is one of the few states that does not offer a state-funded pre-kindergarten program, so keep that in mind. This can be a barrier to early education for some families. Another con is the lack of green space. While Atlanta does have many parks and outdoor spaces, some residents feel that there is a lack of green spaces in the city. This is especially true in certain neighborhoods that are more urban and densely populated. Some parks can be overcrowded, making it difficult to fully enjoy the outdoors. This can be a disadvantage for residents who value spending time in nature. So if you're a nature person, know that the green space around Atlanta is very limited. I know, you are probably wondering, what about the weather? Well, Atlanta's weather has its good and bad depending on the individual preferences and needs. So here are some of the good and bad aspects of Atlanta's weather. On the good side, we have pretty mild winter. In fact, when I was recording this video, it is February of 2023 and today it was 77 degrees. So compared to many other parts of the United States, Atlanta has relatively mild winters. While it can get cold, temperature rarely drop below freezing for extended periods of time. We do get some snow, but it is very few and far between. We don't have heavy snowfall or blizzards, which, can really disrupt daily life and cause transportation issues, but you don't have to worry about that here in Atlanta. Another good thing about the weather in Atlanta is long growing season. Atlanta's mild climate also means that the growing season is a lot longer than any other parts of the country. So if you love flowers, you love nature, you love the outside, you are a gardener or a farmer, you can enjoy produce for a longer period of time here in Atlanta, Georgia. Sunny days. Atlanta gets lots of sunny days with an average of 217 days of sunshine a year. Yay! This can be a major advantage for those of you who enjoy spending time outdoors as well as for the solar energy production here in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, the not so good side of summer. Now, the not so good side of the weather here in Atlanta. Hot summers. Atlanta summers can be very hot and humid, with temperatures frequently reaching into the high 90s and even 100 degrees. This can make it pretty uncomfortable to spend time outdoors, and it can also increase the risk of heat-related illnesses. So, you gotta really watch summers here in Atlanta. The other downside of Atlanta is allergy season. Oh my gosh, it is so intense. It can be a major disadvantage for those of you who suffer from allergies. Pollen counts can be very high in the spring and fall, leading to symptoms like sneezing and congestions and itchy eyes. And I experienced all of that here in the Atlanta metro area. Ultimately though, whether Atlanta's weather is right for you depends on your preferences. Overall, living in Atlanta has its pros and cons. On the positive side, there are many job opportunities, affordable housing options, and a vibrant cultural scene. And on the downside, traffic can be a major issue. Crime rates are higher too here in Atlanta than the national average, and concerns about the educational system that is probably not as good as some other parts of the country or other parts of Georgia. Finally, whether or not living in Atlanta is right for you, again, depends on your individual priorities and preferences. I hope that this video has helped you weigh the pros and cons of living in Atlanta. And if I could help you in any way as you consider a move to Atlanta or surrounding area, shoot me a text, send me an email, or give me a call. All my information is listed below in the description. I would really love to hear your thoughts about Atlanta in the comments. So please comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. And until I see you in the next video, I hope you have a great day.